watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
This year, the United States will elect a president. Our country's leader will be added to the shields that decorate Cuba City's streets and put the town on the map.
This President's Day, our Catherine Merck spoke to those behind the name that represents more than just the nation.
This city took the president and made it their personality.
People know Cuba City, the city of presidents.
This community gave themselves an identity that's intertwined with the red, white, and blue.
I think it's awesome that we have this identity even though we're a small town.
In a place like this,
Wisconsin's never had a president.
it kind of makes you wonder, what goes into a name?
Whenever people come through, they do the same thing, why the city of presidents.
To know how this sort of strange sense of self came to be, you don't have to go back to 77 years ago.
I was on the original City of Presidents Committee.
Jerry Pettigrew put the city on the map himself through his 50-year career as the high school boys basketball coach. While on the court, the commander-in-chief came up a lot.
I would be in Madison and people say, how's the City of Presidents, you know what I mean?
He remembers his colleagues creating the idea for the nation's bicentennial in 1976, when his town's presidential plaques and parade came together for the first time.
It was quite cool, to be honest with you.
A local beer brand sponsored the original shields.
Everybody's patriotic, even those that drink beer, Joe.
As time went on,
I thought maybe it would probably just fade away, to be honest with you.
the name actually ended up embedded in the city's constitution.
Every small town, like to have an identity, about it.
This is a big part of why people come here.
The city's mayor says the tagline eventually got some truth to it.
And then we're going to change the direction of the United States.
John Kerry visited the city while running for president in 2004.
There was a big crowd at the Quick Trip, and he did a nice job speaking.
A few months later, President George Bush made the trip and signed his shield.
A big thing, for a small town like this.
Perhaps out of these visits, a future chief of staff will be inspired.
2056, running for president, you heard it here.
Well, I remember I always used to drive through town with my parents when I was little and always ask about our shields going up through Main Street.
Surrounded by the images of their forefathers, this next generation is looking to shape Cuba City's future.
I think history is something that we look back and look on, but history can also be created.
A lot of times, a small town, you just don't have anything to really hang your hat on to say.
In their patriotic name, this community is personified.
And I think that really speaks true to who this community represents.
They've identified a way to become more intertwined with each other.
There's no other city of presidents, you know what I mean?
Moving forward in Cuba City, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.